everyone, it's Leanne. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be making crystal roses. And all that you need for this is borax, pipe cleaners. I'm doing like a multiple colored rose, so we'll see how that goes. And I have 7 pipe cleaners that I'm going to use. A jar, just any jar that you don't use. You want to make sure that you don't use this to drink out of or anything, so just an old jar. And then water. I don't have the water yet because you want to boil your water to get it hot enough to where it's going to let the borax crystals melt in there. Well, dissolve in there. You want them all to dissolve. You want, I'll show you, but when you mix it up, you want all of it to dissolve, and your water should be clear after you mix it in there. This is a neat little experiment that you can do. Oh gosh, hold on. This is a neat little experiment that you can do with kids. Make sure they wear gloves, and you know, just make sure that you supervise while they do this. But this is one of the things that I have made, and it was supposed to be a frog, but you know, it's a fun little experiment to do, and it's fun to let them keep an eye on it, because as it goes you can see the crystals actually forming on the pipe cleaners. Now that one that I just showed you sat for 14 hours, but you can go anywhere from 12 to 24 hours. You can actually do it less time than that. I've done it before in the past with my kids to where we've done less time than that. But okay, enough rambling. Let's get into it and let me show you how we're going to do this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is take our pipe cleaner, fold it in half like this, and then cut where it's folded at, and then we're going to fold it again, and then cut where it's folded at again, so we end up with these small little pieces. And I am going to do that with every one of the pipe cleaners that I have, except for my yellow one. I didn't have a green one, so I'm going to be using yellow for my stem. So let me do that real fast, and then we will move to the next step. Okay, have y'all heard a lot of noise in the last clip? It was a fan running, plus my air conditioning unit running, because I'm in my office and the unit is right outside the office window. So I've turned all of that off so that there's no annoying background noise. Okay, now what we're going to do is take these pieces and put them like this around the pipe cleaner. I'm not sure if I should use all of them. I don't know if that's going to be too much. I don't want it to be too big. Yeah, I'm going to use all of them. I don't think it's going to be too big. I need to keep one out. Okay, so I've got them wrapped around the pipe cleaner. And I'm going to take some string here. Okay, this is not that easy when all you have is 2 hands. I'm just going to tie these in place so that they stay. Then I'm going to cut the excess string off. And then the extra little piece of pipe cleaner that I kept out, I'm going to take it and wrap it around right here. I may need a bigger piece or a longer piece. Oh great, one fell out. I guess one wasn't tied in good. Okay, so this is what we have right now. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is take and just kind of pull them all, kind of fold them all out. Got another one falling out. So I'm going to take this other one that fell out and wrap it around here some more. Okay, hopefully I don't lose no more. Another one fell out. I'm gonna have to redo this. I don't know if another one. Another one. Another one. And another one. Okay, well, we'll see if we have enough with what we've got. Okay, and I'm going to start by taking this one, this pink one right here. And if you can see, I rolled it up on itself, and I'm going to do that with every one of these. Okay. And then you can see where the stem is kind of hanging out here. I'm going to kind of roll it up on itself to make the center of my flower. And then I'm going to take and twist all of these. Into place around that to make the actual rose. And there's the rose. It's not perfect, but I think it looks okay. This is the first time I've ever done one like this. So now you want to take a pencil. I want to actually take a Sharpie, but take a pencil or something. Turn your rose over. Take your glass jar, whatever you may be using. And before I do that, instead of wasting all these extra little pieces, I think I'm going to just reinforce my stem and wrap these around it. Let me see how far mine's going to go in. Okay, that's enough. So you want to measure and see how far it's going to go into your glass, but you don't want to be touching the sides and you don't want to be touching the bottom. You want to keep it clear of the sides and the bottom, because if it touches the bottom, then it's going to crystallize to the bottom, and you don't want it to do that. So you want to keep it up a good little bit off of the bottom. And if it touches the sides, then it's going to crystallize the sides. So usually you can tie this with string around this, depending on how, whatever length yours is. But since I have so much extra pipe cleaner, forgot the word for a minute, I'm just going to twist mine around like that, and then it will sit just like this. And as you can see, it's not touching the sides and it's not touching the bottom. Okay, now I have 2 cups of boiling water. I have gloves that I'm going to put on. I'm going to take my borax and I'm going to do 4 tablespoons of borax. It's 3 to 4 tablespoons per cup of water, but I think my I lost count. I think that was 3 and I think that's 4. But I think my cup only holds about 1 1/4 cups of water. So I don't want to have too much borax. And I'm going to fill my cup up to the bottom rim on the jar. And then I'm going to stir until the borax dissolves. And it's going to look milky and cloudy to start with until it starts dissolving. And then as it starts dissolving, you can see it starting to clear up. And you want to dissolve as much of the borax as possible. And I think we dissolved it all. Let that little tornado quit. And then I'm going to drop my rose in. And the pen or whatever you are using, the pencil, will hold it in place. And you just want to make sure you get it to where it's not touching any of the sides of the jar, and it's not touching the bottom of the jar. Roll mine up just a scotch. And then this is how it should look. In the jar, we have just a few crystals down here that you can see that did not dissolve fully, but that will be okay. I'm not touching the sides, and it's not touching the bottom. And then this is going to sit in this jar for at least 12 hours. And I will check back in a little bit to show you how the crystals are forming on the rose. Okay, it's been 3 hours. Okay, it's now been 7 hours. You can see a whole lot of crystals have formed on the bottom of the glass. And they have also formed on the rose. Okay, it's been 24 hours. So we are going to remove this. I'm going to pull the Sharpie off. Oh, it's heavy. Alright, I put on some gloves because it's still kind of wet. And it had some loose bits like this on it. So I just kind of rubbed them off. Still got a few. But I'm just trying to rub off like the little loose bits. And it's still dripping because it's still wet. But I'm going to let it sit here and dry. I cut off the end piece of it, But I'm going to let it sit on this newspaper and dry. And then I'm going to let it dry for about an hour. And then I'll come back and show you after it's completely dried. Okay, here is the finished product. It actually turned out pretty cool. Does it look quite like a rose? I'm not too certain on that. Looks like a flower though, but it is pretty cool. So I hope someone watches this video and maybe gives a try on making something themselves. It's really fun. It's relaxing. It's cool to watch the crystals form on whatever you make. And look how shiny they are. It's just so pretty. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see everyone in my next video.